Here we are, and we're in a remote location filming this. We are in Florida, and what is so neat is the one holding the camera is my oldest grandson, Judah, who has come down to visit us for a week. Turn around, show him yourself. Yeah, there we are. So he's asked if he could film me cooking something for him. Sorry, I'm not gonna cook you. He actually is coming off a season of fasting, and that he was involved with a lot of folks from the church. And so he came down here. He got here Wednesday, was here Wednesday, Thursday. Really was good, didn't eat any kind of anything. And this morning he had broke the fast. I made him some eggs, some bacon. Ooh, bacon.
That's so good.
You know, I figured out that Jesus, of course, didn't eat any pork whatsoever, being a good Jewish man and all. But I think if he had ever tasted bacon, he would have excluded that from having to be fasted.
He would have made fasting a bacon cleanse, right?
Yes, a bacon cleanse. Oh, yes, that would really work. So here's what we're doing tonight. First kind of meat meal that he's had. We are going to do a Cajun style chicken alfredo. And so I've got everything sort of laid out. And now I'm getting ready to take a couple of chicken breasts that I have, and I'm going to dredge them in some blackening season. And we're going to do the same thing to this one, and we're just pouring it on. We want this really a lot. Use this. You can't use it again once you put it in this chicken area because you don't want contamination. You really want to pat that down, get that down good and smoothed in there all over the place, just like that, and then flip them over and dredge the other side with the same stuff and get it all in there. We're gonna put these things in the stove for a little bit, in the oven rather, for a little bit to really cook them. Got my cast iron pan on the stove top. We put a couple of tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil in there. We've got the heat up pretty high. And what we're going to do is we're going to take these things and we're going to blacken them and just get them nicely charred and beautiful. Oh, there it is, right there. And we're going to do the same with this one right like that. Now, while that's doing that, we're going to go pretty quickly with that before we stick that in the oven. I'm just doing some other prep. I decided I have some porcini mushrooms, so I'm going to cut these up pretty thick slices. I also cut up and sort of julienned some sun-dried tomatoes. And instead of normally like I do putting garlic in the press, I'm actually making it a little bit larger and dicing it here on the board because I don't want it to burn when we cook it. Oh, look at that, just beautiful. We want the same thing over here, and that's good. That's darkened, that's blackened, that's not burnt. That's that seasoning that's gotten cooked. And in just a second we're going to take those, we'll dump them in that 350-degree oven. Already got that warmed up. I've got my water going for my pasta, and that's going to start boiling here shortly. We're going to let these get to a temperature internally of about 160, 165, and then pull them out. It'll take about 10 minutes in that 350 oven. So I'm going to have Alexa give me a timer. Alexa, for 10 minutes, please. Thank you. So I'm just getting all that nice seasoning nicely charred on there, and that's going to be great. And I think right now we're going to stick that right in the oven and let that go for about 10 minutes. That's going to be great. You're taking notes, I hope, Judah, so you can make this for the fam when you get back home. And I'm going to do another couple tablespoons of oil in my saute pan here. We're going to get this up to running, but we won't go quite as hot. On this stove, about 4 is going to be perfect, lightly medium low. And we want to salt the water. I was always told to salt it like it was seawater.
I know, it makes you cough. It makes me cough.
You're weak, Judah. You're just so weak. Is we're going to What's your problem? Gee whiz. You guys could never make it in New Orleans. What we're gonna do is we're gonna saute.
There you go.
I tried not to do it, I really did. I tried to hold it back. Oh, nut, darn it. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the garlic in the saute pan. Oh, that smells so good. And what we're going to do actually, and I don't know how you all feel about it, but I like deglazing with wine, depending on what we're making. In chicken, we're going to do a white wine. I've got some white wine, and we're going to deglaze with about a quarter of a cup or so of white wine here in a second. And that really makes it nice and rich. Right, they're just now turning a little brown, and I don't want to burn them. And now we're going to put in, I've got about a cup of julienne sun-dried tomatoes, and we're wanting to put those in, and I'm actually going to also add my mushrooms at this point in time, and we're still going to let those do all sorts of nice cooking here, and that's going to be great. And we're going to stir that all around and get those moving around like that. Beautiful, just beautiful. That pan is so hot it's cooking right here as we talk.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take it back there. And so there we go. And the pasta water's just about done. So we're going to put in about a quarter of a cup of the white wine. And then in a few minutes as that cooks down, I'm going to add about 3 cups, 2.5 probably, of heavy cream. We want to put in a pound of fettuccine, and here that goes. And make sure it gets down in there so it's just not cooking on the bottom. If I had just done vegetables tonight, you probably would have been upset with me. Now we're going to start putting the cream in here. It's going to be so good. So let me sort of measure it a little bit. Here's 1 cup. And here's another cup. And I'm going to do about a half more. Just like that. And this cream will probably cook down just a little bit. And while that's cooking down a little bit, we want to check our meat. So we're going to take its temperature here and see what we're at. And we're at about 145, 150, right in there, and that's a pretty big thick piece. And let that go just a little longer. Alexa, off. Thank you for your service.
Don't forget to thank your Alexas.
That's right.
Public service.
That's right. It is a public service. So have you had a good time down here so far, Judah?
Yeah, I have.
Are you thinking of moving? Is that what the problem is? Or actually, if given the opportunity, would you move?
Yeah, I'd say I probably would.
Is it the warmer climate that draws you, or is it mine and Nana's presence?
Oh, it's just your and Nana's presence for
yeah,
sure.
Right, you liar. Ooh, that's looking very, very nice, folks. Now to this, as we keep it simmering, I'm going to add about a half a cup of shredded Parmesan cheese. So, a little more than a half. That's good enough. And while that's doing that, I'm going to cut up a little bit of scallion. nice. We'll add that near the very end. I have to believe it's pretty good, but let's just test for salt and pepper. A little salt. And some pepper. Cracked black pepper. Now you can make this at home, but just in a much larger fashion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
much larger.
Glad I'm not cooking for him, to be perfectly honest. One's fine. I don't.
Oh, it's looking good.
Looking very fine. And let's just check our meat.
It smells so good in here right now.
Supposed to. Yeah, baby. Here. We don't dry him out. I think the noodles are done.
About ready?
Yeah, buddy. Best way to do this, I think, grab a little platter. We're gonna stick the noodles in here. Just like this. Get a piece of towel here. That worked up together. Beautifully done. We're going to put that down like that. First post-fast meal. Another
Parmesan.
quarter of a cup of Parmesan on top, actually. I mean, come on, you can never have enough cheese. And you haven't had cheese on your fast, have you?
Oh no, I haven't.
Oh, Lord.
Really?
What's the verdict?
I think it's good. I think it could use a little bit more salt, but other than that, I think it's good.
What do you think, Judah?
Oh man, it's so good. The flavor is on point.
It
That
is, isn't it?
The extra Cajun spices make it
And-
step up from normal Alfredo for sure.
Don't you love that sun-dried tomato in there?
Yeah, I'm anxious to taste it. The sun-dried is my favorite.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, it does get ugly here in Florida sometimes.
So it's the next day and it's Sunday morning. We're about to start heading to church, and I know I haven't vlogged very much, but I'm gonna try to bring the camera around with me today and get some film of everything we're doing.
Yeah, we're going to church. And it's cold. I've got my new sweatshirt on. I'm cold. It's cold down here in Florida.
It is cold today.
I mean, we're in like the high 60s today, low 70s, but it's overcast, so it makes you feel chilly.
Absolutely freezing.
Yes, yes, yes. I think it's the worst in the country.
So we came up to this Greek restaurant. It's right by a lake. And we drove up. It's about half an hour from where we went to church, and my great-grandparents are up here and we're having dinner with them. And we're about to go up to their house, and I'll show you that in a minute. The weather hasn't been particularly amazing since I got here, but we've had a couple sunny days and I spent some time on the beach. Hopefully the sun will come out tomorrow, but
This is my parents. This is the Papa's parents, Al and Shirley David. And they live in Port St. Lucie, about 40 minutes north of us in Jupiter.
do you enjoy the meal?
Great meal, just a great meal. That tenderloin, there was a good 7 ounces of steak on those 2 sticks.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah,
Yeah, got them cooked medium rare, right?
medium rare.
Perfect. Papa's making this.
It's called Butter Swim Biscuits.
It's a real buttery creamy with it's buttermilk and butter and flour, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, a little salt, sugar, and baking powder, and that's about it then.
It's making some biscuits for.
There's a whole stick of butter in there. Score it. 1. I do it 9 for 9. You almost can't tell it, but
Yeah.
it's gonna do it. And you put it in an oven at 450 for about 25 minutes.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens here, eh? I've never done this. But here we go.
Yeah.
We're with Grandma and Grandpa David again.
Hey, it's good to see this guy. Man, oh man, I tell you, it's been a long time.
Judah has a new pink shirt on, and he went out shopping today and found himself a sale and bought himself a pink shirt.
Yeah.
He's a real man. He can wear a pink shirt.
There you go. That looks very good.
You look good in that
Thanks.
color, actually.
Yeah, she does.
I like it.
So these are the swimmin' butter biscuits. And it comes out looking like this, and these you can tell how buttery these are.
Larry, hey, we're watching the chef here do his
I
deal.
want to see. Oh,
Does he bring you food up here a lot?
Huh?
Yeah, he does bring us food. a
Oh
lot.
yeah, Larry brings me homemade bread all the
and
time.
they invite us down there for dinner, so we get to eat down there.
Oh, there you
I don't have to cook holidays
she
anymore.
You got a perfect deal
I
then.
got a perfect deal.
As near perfect as you can get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for old people, we're okay.
Take down.
Thank you. Oh, look at here.
Oh, that's really
Fresh
good.
out of the
You put
oven.
some butter in. There is butter. You put some jam on it.
Wonderful.
So this is my last day here. I'm leaving in a couple hours. We just spent some of this afternoon going through Papa's records. He's got a whole bunch, and I showed him how to register all online where he can see the value. Alright, so we're on our way to the airport.
Yes, we are. And Nana's in the back
Hi.
crying and sobbing.
I'm gonna poor cry when Judah.
Judah, which sibling do you think will come down by themselves next?
I don't know. Probably Bella or Luca.
Which sibling would you like to have come down?
Yeah, I'd better not answer that.
Probably better not.
I'm gonna be sad going back to the very cold winter. Right?
Yeah, we're here.
I'm coming with you.